Hello YouTube, this is King77 Carmen, and this will be a review of the 2.0 Gundam Master Grade. Okay, I will start with this part with the weapons and accessories and some information about decals. I will probably start some articulation, but I will do the rest of the articulation in part 2 and the inner frame in part 3. Okay, these are the stickers you get. You get 3 stickers, one for the eyes and one for the front and back of the head cameras. I used the eyes initially, but then I went over and painted them, so the sticker I threw away. It comes with a sheet of dry transfer decals. I used, well, you can see the ones on his shoulders, one on his shield. That's about the only ones I used. I didn't use a lot of them. And on the back, you have a lot of the peel transferred stickers. Don't like them. They leave residue. Okay. You get Core Fighter, a stand for the Core Fighter. I'll go into the Core Fighter, well, after I'm done with the other ones, because I already tried this once, and he just kept falling apart. Okay. One of my least favorite weapons for the Gundam is the Beam Javelin. I painted the tip. This is normally just clear plastic. It's a long piece of white plastic. You can't plug it into the hands or anything. You get one plug, and that's for the beam sabers. Just plug it in like you would a normal beam saber, and you have the little slit at the bottom to go into the hand. Yeah, I don't like how it looks. And why I have the beam saber handle out, it does have a lot of nice detail on it. And you get 2 clear pink beams. They are a bit of a pain to get in and out of the hands, but it's probably just mine. It may not be on the rest of them. But there again, I could have messed something up or cut something wrong. I don't know. Then you get the Gundam hammer. This would have been so much better if the chain had like a metal, one of those wires running through it. Just had the chain for the effect, because then you could actually have it posing in air. Otherwise, it just hangs. It does look cool. I have to give Bandai that, but I'll never use it for display. You get his shield with, this has some articulation in it. It has a little slot in the back. You can pop open the little eye slot or push it back up, which it is a pain doing this from behind a camera. The whole entire attachment joint for the arm can slide up and down. The handle for the hand can move up and down. This can go 360 or almost 360 until it hits this dark gray piece, and this can bend until it pops off, which it will inevitably. To attach it to the back of the arm, you just have a plug in here. You could have used a little piece of white plastic to fill it, because otherwise you just have 2 black holes on the back of his arm. And I normally don't close his finger around, and all I like to do is click it into place. And he has his shield. And they do say in the instruction manual, and they show on the art and everything, that you can plug it into his backpack. And I'll zoom in. There is a little plug right in the dead center. It works, but it's not at all secure. And the way you have to plug it in, you have to fold it all around and put it in, but barely anything will take it right out. Unlike the arms, that's just a peg and it'll hold in with friction. It won't hold in like with a click like the ones on the arms. And while I'm with the shield, these you can plug the beam rifle into, which will be the next thing I will do a little review thing on. Flip out the little peg and you can plug it into either hole. Okay, on to the articulation. Well, as you've seen, little peg can move back and forth to connect. Scope can move left and right. Handle can move left and right. And it can be attached to the peg here, or in the shield. And since it's all the same size, you can also plug it into the arm. Look, some cool shooting from the arm poses. To plug it into his hand, well, the way I do it, I flip this little side trigger up. Put the one finger that goes into the slot forward, slide it in there, and then, well, position it into the hand, get into the little slot, or peg into the slot and wrap the fingers around. And you can see the armor's starting to separate. It kind of does that a lot, but still, for something this good, just let me move the light. Hot light. If you can tell or not, I did break the plastic right in the center of the chest. I just might as well go out and tell you. I was taking the armor off to do some posing with it and detailing painting, and it broke. For the rifle, you also get a super napalm launcher. The way to mount it onto the rifle is, take it out of the hand, pull the tip of the gun off, take this, click it right in. Stupid. Click it right into the rifle and just readjust to fit into the nose of the rifle, and there you go. Super napalm launchers on it. This does make it a lot heavier, and honestly, unless you want to look like have a different painted Gundam, it really doesn't fit. And the last and one of my favorite weapons, the bazooka. Yes, it's a pain. It does have a peg that flips in and out. You can mount it on the back skirt or here, arm, shield. But it's kind of a pain because that's as far as it'll bend to get over the shoulder, and it takes a lot more. But just barely separating it up. Well, I didn't barely separate it. I completely separated it. And if you get it over a certain point, you can have it. If you take it apart and move it up just a bit, you can get a lot more wider range of motion, and you can get it fully over the shoulder. But there again, it's still really, really hard to get it into the hand and then over the shoulder. So I normally have it sitting on his back skirt with the rifle. And there you go. That's pretty much, it just pegs in. Don't really feel like doing it. I'll go onto articulation now. Actually, no, wait. I'll show the core fighter. The gimmick this guy has is, well, if we just flip the cockpit up for ease, pull the top half off, and pull the core fighter off, and you have the top and bottom of Gundam. And then, this is so awesome, it's even better than the perfect grade. You can just click it right back into place. You can have Gundam without his core fighter in, and still do posing. Core fighter does transform though. It's really awesome. Well, for me, it just won't work, so I have to push this little blue part down and slide. Cockpit will slide out. As you can see, the little arm rows in there this way. Just put your fingernail under here, flip it over, flip the wings out, and you can flip the little missile pods up, but I don't really feel like digging them out, and it'd take me like 2-3 minutes to do it. And the little cockpit, instead of flipping straight up like it does in the anime, it flips up and pulls back. Really cool little gimmick. And then you can take the clear stand, and there's a little peg on the bottom, and plug it right in, and you can have it standing next to Gundam. Let me just get a little shot of that. Have it like flying by his feet as Gundam's in the air doing some awesome posing. I'll end this video here, and I'll do part 2 with the articulation